Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Cam. I plan on posting a podcast video this week talking about NFL, talking about college football, talking about all the big-time games, all the excitement games we've seen. However, I've had technical difficulties, haven't been able to post and talk about that, and it's not going to be able to happen this week. I'm not going to be able to get to it. I will get an episode out next week. We will talk more next week, get more into detail. However, I did not want to leave you guys hanging. I do want to talk about all the college football games going on this week, and we will talk about the NFL games going on tomorrow. Let's get right into it. Let's start with the college football games. So, we got the All-State River rivalry. We got Texas versus Oklahoma. These games and this series is absolutely thrilling. We all know how thrilling this series is. Really. I mean, last year's game was 34-30. I mean, look at the scoreline. I mean, really. 34-30. And throughout this game right here, Dillon Gabriel was the entire reason they won. Was the entire reason Oklahoma won. I mean, he had over 100 yards rushing and over 200 yards passing. He was the complete thrill of why Oklahoma won. Now, they don't got Dillon Gabriel. Dillon Gabriel's at Oregon. Texas, Quinn Ewers is returning. He's looking to make a hot start. I think Texas beats down Oklahoma in this game. Give me the Texas Longhorns over the Oklahoma Sooners. Y'all knew we were going to talk about this game. Week 7 is hot. Ohio State taking on Dillon Gabriel and Oregon. Now, I want to get to Ashton Jeanty and Boise State later. And it has a big piece of Oregon right here. The big piece of why I brought up Ashton Jeanty and Boise State is because they showed us that Oregon has no defense. Oregon's defense is trash. Okay? Ohio State has a defense. Ohio State is going to be prepared for Oregon. Dillon Gabriel and that Oregon offense is the only thing that's going to keep them alive in this game. If their offense slips up, Ohio State's going to win this game. Ohio State's going to take advantage of every single thing they can in this game. They can make 1 or 2 stops on Oregon and win this game. Ohio State's by 3. I think Ohio State can win by 6 points, personally. I think they got the team and the roster to do it. Give me the Ohio State Buckeyes over Oregon, even though everybody's going to say it's a close competitive game. If Oregon cannot stop anybody, cannot stop Ohio State, they'll lose this game. LSU and Ole Miss. What a great week it is, man. Really, what a great week. Ole Miss, Jackson Dart took out South Carolina pretty good. LSU been scraping by the wins there. A couple wins they shouldn't have. They shouldn't have beat South Carolina, but here they are. Ole Miss versus LSU. I'm going to go with Ole Miss and Jackson Dart. Got beat by Kentucky a couple weeks ago, and I think they've been on a tear. I think they're on a tear to prove to everybody that they are one of the best teams in the SEC. And they've got to win this game. So give me Ole Miss over LSU. A little bit of sleeper game, really. Penn State and USC. It was a big-time game a couple weeks ago, people would have said. But I still think it's a big-time game. USC lost the game to Minnesota. They probably should have lost. Penn State's the number 4 team in the country. Penn State has a lot of pressure on their shoulders. USC, Miller, Moss, Lincoln Riley's still he's still that great offensive-minded coach. He can, any given Saturday, he can make anything happen. USC, I think Penn State wins this in a close one. I think it's by 3. I think USC draws this game to a close one. USC's got a great offense. They can make something happen. And after the loss they had last week, I expect them to surprise everybody this week. So give me Penn State over USC in a close one. Now, everybody would say this is more of a sleeper game. I think this is a thriller right here. Colorado and Kansas State. I keep hearing all this noise. Colorado's no good. Colorado's no good. I thought at the beginning of the year, Colorado's a pretty good football team. I think Colorado's a pretty good football team. I mean, Travis Hunter, outside of Ashton Jeanty, is the best player in the country. He's an incredible corner, an incredible receiver. Shadir Sanders has 1,600 yards this year. He looks great. He looks like a great quarterback. Going to be a top quarterback in the draft picks. Kansas State, looking to be the top team in the Big 12. If Colorado beats Kansas State here, this is their hardest matchup right here. They beat these guys, honestly, they have a chance to go play for the Big 12 championship game. They have a chance. I picked UCF when they played Colorado last time. And Colorado beat the brakes off UCF. Kansas State's a completely different animal. I'm going to go with the Kansas State Wildcats. I really am. I'm going to stick with Kansas State. They've been reliable. Colorado just hasn't, they're a good team. But I don't know if I could trust him over Kansas State. I'm going with Kansas State. I don't know what time it is. The West Virginia Mountaineers take on the number 11 Iowa State Cyclones, man. West Virginia coming off a hot week against Oklahoma State, causing Bowman tons of trouble. They had to pull the cord. They had to pull him out of the game. Shut down Ollie Gordon. Had 390 yards rushing down Oklahoma State's throat. Jaheim White had over 100 yards. Had a touchdown. Garrett Green had a touchdown. And C.J. Donaldson Jr. had 2 touchdowns. Nico even got to get in the game and throw a passing touchdown. This team looked great last week. But this team right here is a whole nother animal. They're a whole nother animal. It's a whole nother challenge. But I think West Virginia can win this game. Not only that, we got the coolest uniforms in college football. It's WVU Coal Rush Week. Woo! Look at those uniforms. The all black. Ooh, man. Yeah, those uniforms look great. West Virginia's uniforms look incredible this week. Let's go out there. Let's get this win. Let's take down the Cyclones. WVU. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Listen, we'll cover it all next week. We'll talk more about college football on the podcast, on YouTube here, and on Spotify and the rest of them. We'll talk more in depth and detail in a longer episode, but I didn't want to leave y'all hanging. I want to talk about college football, NFL tomorrow. Let's go, baby. Let's go.